Dear students, our today's topic is Bragg's equation and the different experimental methods of determination of crystal structure. I am Dr. Sushmita Mandavane, Faculty of Department of Chemistry, DRB Sindhu Mahavidyalaya. First, we will see how a crystal is diffracted by X-ray. It was first suggested by von Louis that diffraction of crystals may be by X-rays because the wavelength of X-rays was of about the same order as the interatomic distance in a crystal. Making use of this property of X-ray, the structure of crystal can be determined by various methods based on Bragg's law. The fundamental equation known as the Bragg's equation, which gives a simple relation between the wavelength of X-rays, the interplanar distance and in the crystal and the angle of reflection. In this picture, there are three plates as shown in the figure with interplanar distance d and two parallel rays are incident at a glancing angle of theta and are reflected back with the same angle, that is theta. The reflected wave at the different points will coincide with each other only if the path difference between them is integral multiple of the wavelength. The rays which are diffracted, which are scattered by X-rays and interfere constructively only, will be diffracted with the same angle as equal to that of the incident beam. Therefore, the path difference between the two rays delta will be equal to ln plus nm, and this should be an integral multiple of wavelength lambda, that is ln plus nm is equal to n lambda. Since the two triangles OLN and OMN are congruent, so we have ln is equal to nm and 2 ln is equal to n lambda. Applying the trigonometric relations to triangle OLN, we get sin theta is equal to ln upon ON, that is equal to ln by d, or ln is equal to d sin theta. Now equating equation number 3 and 4, we get 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda. And this equation is known as the Bragg's equation. Here lambda is the wavelength of the X-rays, n is the order of reflection, theta is the glancing angle, d is the interplanar distance. By knowing the different values, that is lambda, n and theta, the interplanar distance d can be calculated and vice versa. Now this is the Bragg's experimental method to determine the crystal structure. This first experimental method is the Bragg's method, which he has used to determine the structure of the crystal. Here they have used first an X-ray spectrophotometer from which the X-ray beam is generated, and it is focused on a single crystal of given material that is mounted on the circular turntable. The rays fall on the surface of the crystal and get reflected to the detector where the intensity of the reflected beam is detected. The corresponding intensity is recorded and plotted as a function of angle of incidence. The angle for which maximum intensity is observed is represented by theta, and the lowest angle at which we get maxima is called as first order reflection, where n is equal to 1. Similarly, the second, third and fourth order of reflections are obtained. Now putting these values of n, theta and lambda, d can be calculated, and hence the crystal structure can be determined by using Bragg's experimental method. The second method, which was given by Louis, is Louis' method. Here, a homogeneous beam of X-ray is obtained first from the X-ray tube and allowed to pass through slits in order to get a sharp beam. Then the sharp beam is allowed to fall on a single crystal of the substance under study. For detection of the rays coming out of the crystal, photographic plate is used. It is placed on the outer side of the crystal. After exposure, the X-rays coming out of the crystal photographic plate shows various spots in order as shown in the figure. The Louis photograph has a special feature of arrangement of spots on the ellipses as shown. The pattern of spots obtained is used to determine the structure of the crystal. So, this is Louis photographic plate method. The next method is powder method, which was given by Debye and Scherer and is also known as Debye-Scherer method. In both the above experimental methods, that is Bragg's method as well as Louis' method, single crystal was the only requirement. Therefore, in this method, that is powder method, a large number of small crystals oriented in all possible directions are used in powdered crystalline form. So the substance under study is in the form of powder and is filled in a thin glass tube. The sample is rotated with the help of a small motor. X-rays are here also, the X-rays are obtained from X-ray tube and are allowed to fall on the powder. These X-rays get scattered by all possible planes in all possible directions. They affect the photographic plate placed in circular manner, and in this case there is no need to rotate the crystal as the diffracted beam falls on the photographic plate which is in a circular manner. From the distance of the arcs from center, the crystal structure can be determined. Here the detector is a Geiger-Müller counter, and hence from all these methods the structure of the crystal could be determined by knowing either the interplanar distance calculated from the Bragg's equation.